Hi and welcome back to today's video to this channel, whatever. I have a migraine, I think. We're gonna try and get through this without dying. Today's a bookish video again. I'm gonna be tier ranking a lot of book tropes and I'm gonna give you recommendations or books I would not recommend based on those tropes. Let's go. The angle is once again a little different. Because I'm still figuring out what I like and what I don't like. I'm gonna work on. I prefer the previous angle with my bookish video, but I need to fix that wall. It doesn't really matter, does it? I'm waiting for my laptop to start. I made them all very aesthetic and like. Let me see. The colors of the little things I made. I will link the tier stuff, like where you can tier rank them, in the description. So I'm gonna be tier ranking them first and then I will go from the bottom up for the recommendations. So if you want to skip to the recommendations part, the times are in the description, just so you know. Let's get to actually seeing. What am I saying? Also, sorry if you hear any background noise. My dad has like stuff to do. I don't know what I was gonna say. Okay, let's see what the tiers look like first. The top tier, inject this into my veins. I need this, I want this, I love this with everything. Then we have amazingly entertaining. Are these the best tropes? No. But they always get me hooked. Also, my hair, not hairing today, it's fine. Then, classic. These are classics, there's nothing wrong with them, but they're also not the best. Then it needs to be done right. This trope is the worst unless it is done in the correct way. And there's only one way to do it, usually. Then, sweet nothing. Nothing. Duh. Not my fave. Not my fave. Kill it now. Like, this needs to be killed off. This needs to go out of every single book. This cannot exist. That's how bad. And then TBR, to be read. I haven't read these tropes. Never read them. Okay, these are all the tropes. Look how cute. They fully match the aesthetic of my channel. Not my aesthetic, but it matches. So let's go. The first one, Friends to Lovers. I actually think there was a lot of hate towards Friends to Lovers, but I don't know why. I'm gonna say it needs to be done right, because some of my favorite books are Friends to Lovers, but if it's not done right, it's bad. Love Triangle, honestly, same thing. No, classic. Like, it's a classic trope, but it's not my favorite trope. It's fun when it's in a book, but it's not like, it hooks me immediately. Fake dating. I love fake dating. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do this amazingly entertaining or inject this into my veins. Honestly, inject this into my veins. I love fake dating books. They're the best. Accidental Pregnancy. I have never read a book where it was actually good. I know that there are people who say that there are books where it's good, but currently, for me now, I'm gonna put that not my fave. Yeah. Then, one of them is Famous. Now, I eat that up every single time I want it injected into my veins. There is something about one of them being famous and the other one being very down to earth and very much like, yeah, so what, you're famous, I love you. Even if you weren't famous. Oof, I love that. Billionaire, do I have to say anything? Just look at the shelves behind me and you'll know I will inject this into my veins at any time. Now, Academic Rivals. I'm not actually sure if I've read an Academic Rivals book. Like I've watched stuff with it, but honestly, Sweet Nothing. Workplace Rivals. Sweet Nothing too. Not my favorite. Brother's Best Friend. I love Brother's Best Friend. Amazingly entertaining. It's not like as much of my favorite as like Fake Dating and stuff, but it's amazing. Same with Best Friend's Brother. It's basically the same but like different, and it's kind of tomato vibes. Yeah. Second Chance. Now, Second Chance, it has to be done right. That trope can go so wrong and can turn out so bad, but it can also turn out really good. So Enemies to Lovers can go at a classic. It's kind of controversial, but I don't love Enemies to Lovers. Yeah, I just don't. I always think there's at least one person who has like already not fully enemies. I don't read a lot of fantasy. That's maybe why I don't love it, but yeah. Single parent. Now listen, I could probably inject this into my veins, but also it needs to be done right, because sometimes it's just annoying. I'm gonna put it at amazingly entertaining. I love kids, okay? I love kids. Most of the time I love them in the book. Not all the time though. Slow burn. It's not my favorite. I need there to be some type of pace. I don't want to wait until page 300 out of the 350 for their first kiss. No. It can be slow burn, but not that slow burn, because that annoying as fuck. I like a medium burn, because Insta is also somewhere in here, also not my favorite. Bodyguard. I've read a couple books and I love those books, so inject this shit into my veins. Gorgeous. One bed. The one bed trope is a classic. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's kind of too classic at this point. It's still good though. Then First Proximity, I'm gonna put at a classic as well, because it is really classic. I think I prefer it over the one bed trope, but it's still not my absolute favorite. Sports Romance, I'm gonna put at classic as well, because usually it's really entertaining, but as a girly who knows nothing about sports, like absolutely nothing, it can be a little bit confusing sometimes. Most of the time it's confusing actually, because half the time I don't know what the fuck they're saying. Insta love, there you go. Kill that shit right fucking now. Right now, okay? Why? What do you mean they fall in love in this first or second chapter? They've met like 10 minutes ago. No thank you. Kill it out of every single book. No. They can like each other from the get-go. They cannot fall in love with each other from the get-go. And then jealousy. Honestly, jealousy needs to be done right, because sometimes the jealousy trope is gold. Other times it is just disgusting and cringe as fuck. There you go. Bully. Do I have to explain myself when I say kill it now? We're not falling in love with bullies over here. Nah. Found family. I love books that have found family. I'm gonna put it at amazingly entertaining. Grumpy Sunshine. Inject this into my veins, and it can go both ways. It can be grumpy MMC and sunshiny FMC, but it can also be the other way around, so grumpy FMC, sunshine MMC. If you don't know what FMC is and MMC, just look it up. It's not that hard to figure out. I love it. I love it so much. I hate everyone but you. It's like, honestly, in real life, it would be the biggest red flag ever. But in books, though. Yeah, inject this shit into my veins. Right fucking now, please. Because, well, once again, real life, big red flag. Books, amazing. Love of my life. Mafia romance. I haven't read like a full-on mafia unless you count like Hooked. I've read like darker-ish romances, but not full-on a mafia romance. But I'm gonna put it at... So I'm gonna put it at TBR. But like, I've read close to it, but not like full-on, you know? Then, miscommunication. Not my fave. Listen, sometimes it does add something to the story, but most of the times, I just want it out of that book immediately because it's infuriating. It pisses me off. I'm like, why can't you guys just talk to each other? It's not that fucking hard. Really? Really? You just didn't tell each other anything? So like, wait, you were in love with her, but like, you're not sure if she's in love with you, but also, you guys don't fucking talk. Or like, books where it's like, no, he's in love with his ex. No, he's not, you idiot. You need to talk about it because otherwise miscommunication tropes happen and there's nothing worse than miscommunication trope. IRL and in the book. Opposites attract. It is an absolute classic. Classical, there doesn't need to be said a lot about it. Then the who did this to you trope. Once again, IRL, red flag. In a book, amazingly entertaining. Come on now. Step siblings. I have never read a step sibling romance. I have watched like Culpa Mia and stuff. I'm gonna put it on TBR because I haven't read anything with that trope. And again, IRL, red flag. In a book, in a movie, it's fine. Marriage of Convenience. I do love me a Marriage of Convenience. I'm gonna put it at amazingly entertaining. I like that. It's kind of almost in the same in the same vibe as fake dating to me, but just more adult. Yeah, that about sums it up. Childhood friends. Honestly, it needs to be done right. There are books where it's done really nicely. There are books where it's done not so nicely. Good Boy, Bad Girl. I actually don't think I have a book that's really like really Good Boy, Bad Girl, so I'm gonna put it on TBR for now. Do we need to say anything about this? Cheating trope. Kill it now. Right fucking now. Why do you do that? That's not only a red flag IRL, but also in the book, because when that happens in the book, I'm done with it. With whoever cheated, I'm done. Just completely and utterly done, okay? Not doing that. Now, age gap, listen. I'm gonna put it amazingly entertaining. Is there a limit to that? Absolutely. I do not need an 80-year-old MMC or FMC. Don't need that. That's disgusting. But you do you. I'm not judging. But there's a good age gap type of thing, but there's also a bad age gap. Can't really explain it, but most of the time I like it. A one-night stand. Honestly, Sweet Nothing. I don't really feel much towards that trope. It's not like I hate it. It's also not like I love it and I need it in a book. But yeah. Teacher, student. Haven't read a teacher and student book. I have seen stuff like Pretty Little Liars. Honestly, it's cute when watching. When you think about it, that's a red flag. And a little bit illegal. Whoa, what was that? Anyway. Then Forbidden Romance. Ooh, amazingly entertaining. There's just something so hot about a forbidden romance. It's giving, it's a love story, baby, just say. Anyway, small town romance are absolute classics. I love both. Oh, I love like big city and small town, but like it's a classic, you know. Workplace, oof, amazingly entertaining. There is just something about the workplace romance that hits most of the time. Meet cute, honestly, sweet nothing. I don't feel much towards like meet cute books or the trope. Like usually there's better part in the books than the meet cute. And then neighbors, I'm gonna put it classic because it's kind of basically forced proximity because they live next to each other, you know, so it's kind of forced proximity. That's for the tier rank. Let me show you. There you go. We're gonna start with the kill it now. We're obviously not doing the TBR rollings because I don't have anything to say about it. First up, I'm gonna go left. Oh, doesn't matter, you're not seeing it. Insta Love, let's see. Okay, Insta Love, Break the Rules by Julia Jared. It's for me, currently a pretty recent read. It was very Insta Love. It also had the one night stand trope in it. It's a sport romance, it's a single dad romance. I gave it 3.75 stars, I think, if I'm not mistaken. There you go. Then Bully, I don't have any recs because it's that fucking bad. Cheating, I have one book. If You Ever Love Again by Anna Hong has the cheating trope. That's exactly why I do not recommend this book to you. Nah, don't read it. This is not a recommendation. This is a just don't read it. Like I don't know what the word for is. Don't fucking read it. I'm not reading the rest of those books either. So then we have the not my faves. Accidental Pregnancy. I'm gonna grab the book real quick. It Ends With Us is the only accidental It's the only accidental pregnancy book that I have read. It's the only rec I can give you. But beware, if you haven't read this, beware of domestic violence and other triggers. Look them up, please. Because it's not just accidental pregnancy. I don't love accidental pregnancy, as you already know. For slow burn rec, I have Terms and Conditions by Lauren Asher. Another slow burn book, for example, is A Spanish Love Deception. The difference is this was a doable slow burn for me, whereas The Spanish Love Deception was not, because I was bored out of my mind, to be honest. But Terms and Conditions is the second book in the Dreamland Billionaire series. I Lauren Asher, love it. I love Declan and Iris. Amazing. Then we have A Miscommunication. I have The Match by Sarah Adams. I really did enjoy this book, but the miscommunication in this fucking book was real bad and was really there in my opinion. There was a lot of it. Oh, a little too much of it. That's the only reason I didn't absolutely adore this book. But I love Sarah Adams, so I don't have a recommendation for academic rivals. Sorry. For workplace rivals, I have two. I have two that are actually in the publishing industry. Wait, there you go. First up, Book Lovers by Emily Henry. They're kind of workplace rivals, right? But like they kind of, but not real. Anyway. And then Love Story by Lindsay Kelk, which also is like a bookish thing, but they're like workplace rivals. But they're also like workplace rivals because of their families and both being in the publishing industry and stuff like that. So this one and this one. Also, side note, I love Lindsay Kelk. Her socials, her everything. Go follow that woman right fucking now. Okay, as my one night stand recommendation, I also have Break the Rules for the books in here twice because I don't think I've read another one night stand book. So there you go. Okay, for my meet cute recommendation, I have If the Shoe Fits by Julia Murphy. They meet, guess what, on a plane, and then they get onto a reality TV show. So the meet cute is on the plane. Very cutesy, very friendly romance. I have no idea how many stars I rated this. For my friends to lovers I have Daydream by Hannah Grace. This book is what I mean with friends to lovers done right, because I love this book with every fiber of my being. It's a full-on, it's like a 6-star read for me. If you're not sure about friends to lovers, read this. This might change your mind on it. Wow. Then as my second chance rec, I have King of Green by Anna Hong, which is kind of second chance, but it's kind of troubled marriage. So, you know, second chance-ish. But I love Anna Hong. Jealousy, I do never rec, I'm sorry. Then for childhood friends, my recommendation is not better than the movies, but it is the Addicted series. Addicted to You, Addicted for Now, Ricochet, whatever. All of them. They are childhood friends. It's a little bit, if you want a lighter childhood friends, read Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. If you don't mind a little bit of a heavier book, read Addicted to You by Krista and Becca Ritchie. There is addiction in here, be aware. There are some triggers in these books. And Love Triangle, what other recommendation is there then? The Samaritan Pretty trilogy. I currently only have the first and the last book in my possession because I lent out the second book. So, Avi classic Love Triangle. Then for enemies to lovers, I have the Shatter Me series, because this is the most real enemies to lovers. And not like, but like they're also not enemies. It's complicated. The first book is kind of enemies to lovers. From book 5 on, not so much, because you learn a lot of other stuff. Not for this video. Then for the one bet trope, I have the Spanish Love Deception by Elena Armas. I didn't love this book when I read it, but the one bet scene is an absolute amazing scene. And for Forced Proximity, Flawless by Elsie Silver. They really just kind of fall in love due to the forced proximity in a way, but love it. And for sports romance, honestly, I could have put a lot of books on here, but my current favorite recent-ish sport romance is definitely Clyde by Belle Kebra. I love it. Amazing. Beautiful sports romance. Then for Opposites Attract, The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. This is book 1 in the Dreamland Billionaire series. Rowan and Zara are absolute opposites of each other, but their love story is beautiful and amazing, and I love this book so much. And for my small town romance, I put on, obviously there were a lot of options, but I chose Practice Makes Perfect by Sarah Adams. It's a small town romance. He's a bodyguard, but not her bodyguard, and she owns a flower shop. It's a really good book. I bawled my eyes out, not because it's sad, but because I felt really seen. I love it. The fact that he buys her a house at the end. Amazing book. Love it. Then for neighbors, I put How to Love Your Neighbor, How to Hate Your Neighbor by Sophie Sullivan. It's a very cute rom-com. She's an interior designer, or at least an interior design school. There are some troubles when it comes to parents. Her parents, grumpy, sexy neighbor, who ends up fixing his home up, and really good, really fun. There's a whole like thing where it's kind of they're like fixing up each other's homes kind of, and like it's kind of like who does it best, and they fall in love. Amazing. And obviously they're neighbors. Then Brother's Best Friend, Twisted Love. Ava falls in love with Alex. Alex is Ava's brother's best friend. Do I need to tell you anything else? I didn't think so. And then Best Friend's Brother also. Twisted Hate, because Jules is Anna's best friend who falls in love with Anna's brother. You see where I'm getting at? I love single parent. I've read a couple of single parent books. Like The Match is a single parent book. Break the World is a single parent book, but Heartless by Elsie Silver is the best single parent book. Cade is a single dad. Willa is best friend from the Flawless FMC, and this is such a good book. Amazing, 6-star. Then Found Family by Diane Keating 13, but also the Twisted series and the Maple Hill series. I love Found Family, but these two are the best Found Family. In my opinion, this entire series I think will be really good when it comes to the Found Family. I love them. They are real long, and check up your trigger warnings, please. For Who Did This to You? Again, Twisted Hate by Anna Hong. Something happens to Jules and Josh is pretty much like, what the fuck? Who did this? But honestly, every single one of the Twisted Mans can do that. Honestly, I feel like that's kind of an Anna Hong thingy. I'm pretty sure every single Anna Hong man, when it comes to Twisted and Kings of Sins, is that kind of man. How it is. Marriage of Convenience, I also put Terms and Conditions. They get married due to the terms and conditions of the granddad's will from Declan. They get married for that anyway. I feel like, once again, Marriage of Convenience is really similar to fake dating in a way, in my opinion at least. Except for they get married. Then for the age gap, I have the intern's submission duet. He's a lot older than her. This is also a BDSM romance, so check up your trigger warnings. I really fucking love it. I read these books really fast. They're really good. And there's an age gap, obviously. Also a workplace romance. And Forbidden. What else then? Forbidden Romance. Twisted Games by Anna Hong. Probably one of my favorite books of all time. The workplace romance, Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. They're both doctors at the same hospital. Also a lot of miscommunication, but this miscommunication, it bothered me, but not quite as much. Amazing. Love this workplace romance. But it's not about the workplace, whereas within the intern submission, for example, it's a lot more about that. I think the fine print or Terms and Conditions, I think Terms and Conditions, or both, are also workplace romances. I love me a good workplace romance, honestly. Then Fake Dating, What Else in the Love Hypothesis, one of my favorite fake dating romances. I did read it at the beginning of my reading journey. Don't know if I would love it just as much now, but great. Then one of them is famous. When in Rome by Sarah Adams. She's a famous pop star who ends up in Rome, Kentucky, not Rome, Italy. He's definitely not famous. He's just a small-time boy. And I love this so much. I love Sarah Adams. Billionaire Romance. All of these. The entire King of Sin series. And so many more, like Dreamland Billionaires. And probably more books that I've read on my Kindle as well. There's a lot of them. I love them. Bodyguard. Twisted Games by Anna Hong. I love this so much. Do I need to tell you anything except for the fact that this, obviously, he's a bodyguard. She's the princess, soon to be queen of Endor. Grumpy Sunshine. I put Wildfire by Hannah Grace, and this is really the type of book where she's the grumpy, he's the sunshine. I love a Grumpy Sunshine. There's probably most of these books have some amount of Grumpy Sunshine in them. Honestly, Icebreaker is also, she's grumpy, he's kind of sunshine, golden retriever type of vibes. And then the last one, I Hate Everyone But You. I could not end this video without talking about book 4 in the Twisted series, Twisted Lies by Anna Hong. This is really I Hate Everyone But You in the best possible way. That's it for today. I hope you really enjoyed the video. If you didn't, you hate watching again? Not cool. Not cool, but thank you for the views. Hopefully I'll see you next time. That's it. Love you. Bye.